Some books feel like conversations, some feel like confessions, and some feel like letters written across time. Mother Mary Comes to Me is one of those books. Welcome to READO Bharat, India's books, your next read. Today, we're exploring Arundhati Roy's deeply personal memoir, a book that is not about fame, politics, or public life, but about memory, motherhood, loss, and the complicated love between a daughter and her mother. This is a quiet book. It doesn't announce itself loudly, it doesn't try to impress. Instead, it invites you into a private emotional space, into letters, recollections, fragments of childhood, and moments that shaped Roy not just as a writer, but as a person. At the heart of this book is Mary Roy, Arundhati Roy's mother. Strong, stubborn, principled, difficult, loving, and unforgettable. Through these pages, we see her not as a symbol, but as a human being, someone who fought injustice, challenged patriarchy, defended her rights, and yet carried her own flaws and contradictions. Roy writes about her mother with honesty rather than sentimentality. She does not idealize her. She does not hide the tensions. She allows love and conflict to exist side by side. And in doing so, she gives us one of the most realistic portrayals of a parent child relationship in Indian literature. As we move through the book, we see Roy reflecting on her childhood in Kerala, on growing up in a family that was unconventional and often unstable, on watching her mother fight legal and social battles, and on learning early what it means to stand alone. These memories are not arranged neatly. They appear the way memories usually do, in fragments, in emotional flashes, in moments triggered by time and loss. What makes this book especially powerful is its emotional restraint. Roy is capable of grand political writing, but here she chooses softness. Her language is simple, reflective, sometimes almost hesitant. She allows silence to exist between sentences. She trusts the reader to feel rather than be told what to feel. There are moments of tenderness, small gestures, shared silences, remembered routines. There are moments of pain, misunderstandings, distance, regret. And there are moments that quietly break your heart because they feel so familiar. Anyone who has loved a parent deeply and imperfectly will recognize themselves here. Mary Roy herself emerges as a remarkable figure, a woman who refused to accept unfair inheritance laws, who fought all the way to the Supreme Court for women's rights, who lived with integrity even when it was inconvenient. Yet, at home, she could be demanding, strict, emotionally complex. This duality makes her real. She is both heroic and human. The book also reflects on time and loss. Much of it is written after Mary Roy's death, which gives every memory a fragile quality. Roy is not just remembering her mother, she is trying to preserve her, trying to understand her, trying perhaps to forgive and be forgiven. From a literary perspective, this memoir is beautifully crafted. It blends letters, essays, recollections, and reflections into a cohesive emotional narrative. It never feels like a performance. It feels like someone thinking aloud, slowly, honestly, without filters. Of course, this is not a fast read. There is no plot in the traditional sense, no dramatic twists, no clear beginning and end. It is a book to be read slowly, in small portions, when you are ready to be emotionally present. What this book ultimately tells us is that love is rarely simple, that families shape us in ways we spend our entire lives trying to understand, that parents are neither saints nor villains, they are people doing their best with what they had, and that remembering is itself a form of love. If you enjoy memoirs, reflective writing, literary nonfiction, and emotionally honest storytelling, this book will speak to you deeply. But if you prefer action driven narratives, this may feel too quiet. In the end, Mother Mary Comes to Me feels like sitting beside someone as they open an old box of letters and photographs, not to show off, but to remember. Some books tell stories. This one keeps a life alive. Please support the channel, like, share, and subscribe. READO Bharat brings you thoughtful conversations around India's most meaningful books.